Good morning, YouTubers. T-Square with T-Square Talks. Hope everybody's having a great day. Got a great video planned out for you guys. Today, I want to talk a little bit about some predictions that I see happening in precious metals. And before I say them, I would like to take a quick minute and say I am not a licensed financial advisor. I am just giving you guys my opinion of what's going on and let you guys make your own decisions after you look at some of the charts that I'm going to look at. So if you enjoyed today's video, please take a quick minute, hit that thumbs up button for me, and leave me a comment, hit that subscribe if you're not subscribed. And with that being said, we're just going to jump right in today. So right off the bat, I want to take a quick look at all the trading. Everybody knows what's going on with gold right now. As gold is continuing to climb, it is escalating the price of gold, it's escalating the price of silver, and we're actually seeing a lot of commodities slowly start to climb up. However, we're seeing a lot of increased demand in gold. Now, a lot of people don't really understand when all this gold is getting bought, they don't really understand where it's all going, and nobody really knows for certain where it's all going. You know, we had a bunch of gold flood into New York recently. And as more and more people buy into gold, you're seeing the price continue to climb. And most people already know that aspect. The reason I wanted to do this video today was because I actually had a friend of mine. He's like, ooh, maybe I should sell if it's at an all-time high. And that is something that we actually see a lot of people tend to do. A lot of people tend to want to sell because they think it's at an all-time high. And that's why you don't see huge jumps overnight, because I'm convinced the powers that be, the people that are buying up a lot of this gold, they don't want to throw the price up too high. I mean, if all of a sudden China just came out and said, you know what, we're going to use U.S. Treasury bonds, we're going to sell that off, and we're just going to buy all gold. I mean, think about what that would do to their bond holdings, and then think about what that would do to essentially the gold price. They would be essentially fighting themselves as the price continues to climb, and they'd be paying higher and higher for it. So they do take breaks periodically, but I think right now we're about ready to run into another big buying frenzy, and we're already starting to see that form up when you look at the actual chart. Now, this chart right here is today, the chart that you're looking at right here. And I know right off the bat you see this sharp drop, but you have to understand what we're at right now. We're at 2860, which is really a great number. And as you zoom out just a little bit, we're going to zoom out for 5 days for a minute, and you start seeing the bigger picture. Now we're going to zoom out a month, and you start seeing the bigger picture. Gold is getting bought up fast. Now I wanted to go out 1 year for a quick minute just to show you guys something, and you guys can make your own decision. This is the last year, but what's important to really take from this is look right around 13th of February last year. All of a sudden, the 13th of February, gold was trading at 1981. And then we just had an enormous climb fairly quickly, all the way up to 2420. Now, granted, this was just over a short February, March, and April. I mean, that was a 3-month time span. That was a huge growth. Now, it did go up the whole year, but what I specifically want you to realize is look how it was trading relatively flat for, you know, approximately 3-4 months before that. We had kind of flat, not much movement. And a lot of people kind of forgot about gold. They forgot about silver. And the silver chart looks about the same. It's just the numbers are a whole lot smaller, obviously. But we're seeing that same thing. Think about what gold was trading at for the last, 12 months. I'm sorry, for the last couple months prior to recently. And you start to see, we had a big dip. We had a lot of flatline trading. We had a little bit of a climb, then we had that dip. So really, all this time period right here, you didn't really see much. There was a lot of flat trading, and then all of a sudden you've seen that another big run up. And I really think right now we are about ready to see that big run up. We are already starting to feel the climb. We're seeing it, and I think the big jump is about ready to come. Now, what does the big jump mean? The big jump could mean anything from, $3,000, $3,100 all the way up to another 40% move. Now, I mean, think about that. We take a 40% move on gold when you're sitting at, we're just going to say for a quick minute, 2,800. I mean, that's a big climb. And a lot of people are going to miss this because they're not seeing the big picture. They're just looking at, ooh, $2,800. That's a big high. I mean, we can make some good money off what we picked up. I'm still picking up at this price. You guys saw my package opening yesterday, and I'm in it for the long run. And I mean, I can't stress to you guys enough my feelings towards gold and where I think it's going to go. And it's not just gold, though, because here's the thing. When gold goes up, like I always say, silver goes up even faster. But unfortunately, when gold comes down, silver comes down even faster. And a lot of people get frustrated because they feel like silver doesn't get the bigger numbers. They just think, oh, that's why I want to invest in gold. But the thing is, silver does get the bigger numbers during the bull run. When things are getting exciting and prices are climbing, you see it. You really do see it rapidly grow. And just because I picked up a gold package yesterday that you guys seen in my package opening doesn't mean I'm not buying silver. I just haven't gotten my silver package yet. I got the gold package first, even though they got put in at the same time. I mean, I just got it quicker. Now, taking a quick look, though, at silver. I mean, look at the silver market right here. We're at $32 essentially. As you zoom out, you start to see there's still growth there. And I think that's 1 month right there. I think as you continue to see gold go up, we're going to see silver go up even at a faster rate. That's the last year. Now, be honest. If you were picking up at $22.11 and we're at $32 essentially now, that's a pretty big jump. I mean, you're talking 50%. And a lot of people are just going to miss it because they're thinking, oh, I want to cash out, I want to sell. And here's one thing that actually a gold trader had told me one time. He's a gold, silver. I don't talk with him as much nowadays, but he told me as the price goes up, keep in mind a 1% move on $20 versus a 1% move on 30 versus a 1% move on 40. As the numbers go up, those 1% moves or 2% moves, and in some days on silver, you can see as much as a 4 or 5% move if you have a phenomenal day. Now think about how big the numbers start to get as the price goes up. I mean, a lot of people don't realize that. That's the whole point of, you might have a 8% sales tax where you're at or a 7% sales tax. That's the whole point why I'm convinced government does like higher prices, because if you got to pay 7% on a $100 item, okay, they make $7. But if they can drive the price up to $200 on that item, then a 7% sales tax goes to $14. And it generates more revenue. Now, I understand some people are going to be like, that's not how they get the most of their revenue, is not from sales tax. And I'm not going to lie, maybe that's not. I don't really track where they get the bulk of their money because, in my opinion, they just print that stuff out of thin air and it has no financial backing. So it really doesn't matter to me where they get it. It just matters what they're doing and how it affects me. But what I really want people to understand is as this continues to climb, we're going to see it go higher and higher and higher. And the naysayers I'm seeing fewer right now, naysayers. And I don't know if that's because how do you naysay something that's going up as rapidly as it is? It's pretty hard to talk trash about it, especially when, for most people, they're more into Bitcoin. And did I have the Bitcoin price right here? Okay, yeah, I did. And Bitcoin really has been kind of slow. It's been having a hard time staying over 100 grand. And I know when I've said that in other videos, people are like, dude, they just had an amazing year on gold. You can't say that. Okay, they did have an amazing year an amazing year on Bitcoin. We've seen it really climb high. And, but now I think we could be at a peak. Why? Because what is it? When you really think about it, I mean, what gives it so much traction? I mean, I see Michael Saylor coming out every day talking about it. I mean, like 9 hours ago, they had an article, 11 hours, 9 hours. I mean, they're constantly they're bombarding you with why Bitcoin is, where Bitcoin's going to go, what's going to happen, on and on and on and on. Someone told me, yeah, but once Trump does the Bitcoin reserve, that's going to change everything. With how many executive orders Trump has been writing, if he wanted to do it, he pretty much would have already done it. And a lot of people just think, he don't want to come out and not hurt people's feelings, but because he probably doesn't care about that, but he doesn't want to come out and kind of dash the hopes because he don't want to see sell-offs in anything. And let's be honest, if people lose faith in Bitcoin, Where do they put that money? Because a lot of people may not know, but a lot of the Bitcoin stackers and gold stackers are similar in nature. I mean, we have a common thread. And I know it's hard to see that because we're stacking physical and they're stacking digital. But when you really talk to Bitcoin fanatics, they're going to tell you some of the same core principles that we tell you. Government is debasing the money too fast, so they want something that's essentially that's limited. It holds value. Now, they believe that because it is limited. I mean, there's only going to be 21 million Bitcoin ever made. However, now they have came out and said that they may have to change that and retweak it. Now, some people say they can't do that. Some people say they can. It was BlackRock that came out and said that it may have to be changed down the road. And I've said that right from the get-go, that once the blockchain rewards for mining Bitcoin run out, because let's be honest, when all 21 million have came out of the blockchain, what's left for rewards? Why would I want to use my computer, I don't know if you call it hash power, or my computer to keep propping up the blockchain? Well, people do it now because they're hoping that they're going to get one of the rewards that's randomly given to all the computers on the blockchain network. And if you get one Bitcoin, well, then you lucked out. But not everybody gets one. But if you put enough computers on it, people do get them. And then they can take that and they can sell it on the market, and $98,000 is pretty cool as a reward. But the problem comes up is eventually the rewards run out because you have a finite amount of Bitcoin. And I think a lot of people have forgotten that, what's going to happen? How is the system going to operate when there is no more rewards? It's almost like saying if you shut down all the banks all decide to close down. Well, what runs the banking system then? How do you get your money out? Where do you pick up your money from? All these different questions. But really, I want to stay focused, though, on gold here right now. And we'll take a quick look at the DXY real quick. The DXY, we are seeing it kind of tumble a little bit. We're back under 108. We were as high as over 109 recently. And as that continues to drop, more people, the majority of the people, recognize the DXY as the value of the dollar. Now, some of us that follow the channel, we understand that the DXY is just a manipulated set of data. They're basing it off of countries that they want to base it off of. Almost like if I said I could win a marathon, and then I get to pick who I'm going to run against. I'm going to run against people and kids. I'm going to run against old ladies. I'm going to run against people in a wheelchair. Might run against a bunch of old men. You see what I'm saying? So of course I could outdo them. That's kind of what the dollar is, the DXY. The DXY is running against chosen currencies that's been picked out. They're not running against every currency in the world, and they're certainly not running against gold and silver or any other commodity, because if they were running against tangible commodities, then you would see the truth that the dollar is going down, and then because of that, commodities are going up. And it's costing you more and more devalued, debased dollars to buy the same amount of goods that you're looking for. And once you realize that, you understand, maybe I shouldn't be saving my wealth in dollars. Maybe I should save my wealth in gold or silver or other things. And, a lot of people just have lost sight of that. And because of that, we're going to continue to see gold and silver go up. Once people actually wake up to this, though, and they will eventually, more and more people are talking about it. More and more articles are coming out that gold is hitting all new all-time highs and this and that. More people catch on, the more people are going to start wanting to save a certain amount of their money in gold and silver. Now, I'm not saying run out and buy everything in gold and silver, put your life savings in it, but I am saying it's worth having a little bit to kind of adjust. I mean, a lot of people, I just started trying to follow a bunch of information on Michael Saylor, like how much Bitcoin he owns, not just his company, but also himself personally. And, I find the guy owns, from what I've read, 20% of his net worth is in Bitcoin. Well, here's the thing. I mean, financial advisors will tell you you should have 5 or 10% of your money in gold and silver at most. And that's kind of that safety net insurance policy. And, there's a lot of people out there that don't even have 1% of gold or silver. And once you realize that, you realize that there's a lot of people that are going to be in big trouble when this system does crash. And we are getting ready to go through a huge financial crisis, I believe. I mean, look at the amount of uncertainty that's out there. Look at everything going on. Every which way you're seeing uncertainty, even with the recent tariffs that were imposed and then put off. And, you're seeing that flip-flop happening. You're seeing huge volatility in the markets. People don't know which way to go because there's just too much uncertainty. And in the meantime, you're seeing gold and silver just continue to move up higher and higher and higher. And that's going to leave a lot of people really just missing out. And so I want people to realize what's going on. And this doesn't mean, you won't see a little bit of a pullback. I mean, by pullback, if all of a sudden gold drops by $55 today, you're going to see a lot of people writing articles about how gold had a major sell-off and gold this and gold that. But what you don't hear about is gold hitting new all-time highs quite as often. Now, you're hearing about them right now because it's getting hard to hide. We've had, 3 or 4 all-time highs in the last week and a half. As that continues to happen, that's going to attract more and more momentum. And there's no way to stop it, really, because big countries, big money is moving into gold and silver. And we're going to be able to capitalize off of kind of riding their coattails a little bit. So with that being said, I'm going to wrap up the video here. I thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you made it this far, I hope you hit that thumbs up button. And I would not be surprised to see even 3,000 gold by the end of this month. Think about that. $3,000 gold by the end of this month. Is that a huge gain? No, but it's a safe call. It's a safe call, and I won't turn down those profits because, some people are like, well, I don't like buying precious metals because of the premiums. Your premiums could be washed away by the end of the month. So with that being said, I thank everybody for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I will see you guys again on T-Square Talk. Take care, everybody, and have a great day. Bye-bye.